Time for the Tesla and the Palantir weekly update. Starting off with Tesla, we can see I have the Fibonacci retracement levels pulled up here. This is linear scale, and we can see that it is still in the same range that it has been in for the past month. There was only 1 week where it spent time above this 258, but the majority of the time it's been between the 221.26 and the 258.15. So this is your weekly range for Tesla. And when we switch to log scale, it actually did close above an important level again, the 618, the 242.44 right there. That is good to see because we did lose it last week just for 1 week out of the past month, and it did reclaim it. So that is something that we need to watch going forward. 242.44. Hold that as support, and I think we can move up higher. And not only that, we can put on the moving averages here just to show you that price actually did close the week also back above the 200 week, the purple line, and the blue line, which is the 100 week moving average, which is fantastic, but it's still getting rejected by that 50 week moving average above. So we just have to give it time, but good developments here. So let me take you to the log scale version right now. And this is on the weekly chart here. We're going to take a look and show you guys that this held market symmetry perfectly once again. We can see there's been multiple times before where it's gone below this angle back in April of 2024, and some months in June, even back here in August 5th, right? It closed below, but now we are at a point where it's really holding this symmetry very, very nicely. And this is something that I think is very important. So when you combine that on with the cloud, or sorry, with the moving average and the Ichimoku cloud, we can see that everything is actually lining up perfectly with this chart. It's actually even hit the Ichimoku cloud this week, wicked below it, held support, and closed below or closed above all of this major support. And all of it, let's add it up, right? It closed above the arc, closed above this angle, closed above the 200 and the 100 week moving average and the cloud. So lots of confluence of closing above support. So it's not at risk currently of breaking that support. So we're just going to keep watching the same zone that it's been in and ideally stay above that 242 and then eventually get back above this 50-week moving average, and then things can be okay. And that 50-week is at 274.20. So good developments in the right direction for Tesla. It just needs to get some momentum to the upside developing and maybe climb its way out of there and get towards all of these resistance above, 270s, 290s, and 300s above. And lastly, let's take a look at the linear scale Gann here. And the linear scale Gann is actually kind of a big deal as well. And the reason why is it is reclaiming this blue angle once again as support, and this arc is getting back above as well. So we are on top of all of this support after kind of spending some time underneath it the past few weeks, but we are closing weekly candles above it. This is fantastic. And let me remind you, this arc right here was a very big resistance at the previous all-time highs, and now it is still a support. It is flipping to a support. Breakout, backtest, looks like it could almost be completed there for the potential to continue higher. So everything looks good for development to continue higher, but we'll just take it 1 week at a time, because when we go back to this log scale chart, we still have a lot of resistance above. So the next step that I want to see is starting to close weekly candles above this 50-week moving average at 274.20 to get this party started and roll up to all of this resistance above. And next we have Palantir here. So Palantir, what I want to show you guys is it had a very bullish weekly candle close. It closed above multiple things today, which was the 1.272, the 78.13, and the baseline, which is at 82.89. So something that did close below last week did reclaim that as support this week. So it looks like last week could have been just a fake out, and this chart has become very bullish once again. Now we can just take a look to the resistance above, which is starting at the conversion line there at 95.77 and the 1.414 fib at 104. 21. So is this really ready to explode higher just yet? I don't think so. And the reason why is because it's still in the same range that it really has been in for the past couple of months. Right back in February, and once it dropped below the conversion line, it's just been oscillating back and forth between the 1.272 fib and the conversion line. So right now it's really no different. It's just back in the normal range that it has been before. So it doesn't look like it's really ready to just break out yet, but we know our levels that need to be broken right here in order to get more bullish. And not only that, we can go to the log scale Gann right here. And I want to show you a couple things here with those fibs intact. And we can see that it also closed the week back above this arc. And I think that's one of the most important things I'm watching here, this market symmetry. And this arc right here next week, the bottom or the support zone for that arc is going to be 84.60s. So I want to see if that can hold, right? And if that can hold, then we can probably see some maybe consolidation along that arc, building a base on top of it. And if so, then I think it's going to go up and challenge this 104 right up here, maybe get rejected, and then go on to the 157.62 over here, the 1.618 fib up there. I think that'll be the next target. I do believe now if this arc can hold as a support, it's going to go to this 1.618 fib, and Palantir is going to be very explosive again. But not immediately because it still has resistance above. But I am targeting once it starts to close above 104.21, I think it's going to be good to go. So Palantir, still one of the most bullish stocks in the stock market. And even though it did have a little bit of weakness last week, it has fully reclaimed it this week. So I'm not concerned about this stock at all. And I only see clear skies ahead, especially once it breaks this resistance above.